This is the recovery protocol. Rule number 10, right? Honor the body God gave you. Treat your vessel, your physical vessel, with discipline and respect, okay? So you may or may not believe in the Bible, but if you want to get a Bible, or if you're interested, or if you're thinking about getting one, the NKJV, New King James Version, is easier to read, right? It's very affordable on Amazon, and look into that. It's got a lot of words of wisdom, right? You may or may not believe in everything. You might believe in the universe or evolution and science, but you can still learn stuff and learn some important, valuable concepts and ideas and principles and values from the Bible, right? Christian teachings, right? Just being kind to one another, loving your neighbor, right? And honoring your parents. 10 commandments: thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not steal. Things like that, right? Thou shalt not testify bear false witness, right? So that means not lying about people, trying to get them in trouble, right? Not bearing false witness, and doing the honorable thing, telling the truth, and being truthful, being kind-hearted, being warm, being compassionate, and being a person of loving character, right? Having a lot of love in your heart, right? For your community, for your people, for your family, and just for your nation, right? For anyone in the world, right? Anyone who's also a good person and has the same values as you do, right? Family, So I want to talk on that a little bit. Honor the body God gave you, right? If whatever you believe in, science or evolution or the Big Bang Theory or a God, right? This is your one body you have for the rest of your life, right? And you have to take care of it. Anything you put in it, right? It's going to turn into energy, and your body's going to convert it and process it. And if you eat a bunch of junk and garbage and junk food and soda and trash and sugar and all that, it's going to convert into fat, and you're going to be overweight. You're going to feel bad. You're going to feel terrible, and you're just going to have health issues and high blood pressure and high cholesterol, and it's going to lead to stroke and all that. So if you want to spend more time with your family, you want to live a long life. And they say a lot of old people on their deathbed, they regret not taking care of themselves when they were younger. They say, I wish I would have had just one more day to spend with my family. But if you take all these days when you're younger and you take care of yourself, and you're fit, you stay in shape, right? You work out, you eat right, you diet, exercise, you don't put garbage in your system, and you drink healthy water and herbal teas and healthy, beverages like electrolytes and things like that, then you're going to live decades longer. You can potentially live decades longer, right? It can prevent cancer. It's going to put you in optimal health. So you'll have a lot more time to spend with your family as you age, as you get older, and you won't have that regret on your deathbed, right? You don't want to be that person dying from illnesses or whatever because of junk food you ate when you're 50 or 40 or 50 or 60. I mean, there's some young adults as young as 20 and 30 years old. They have heart attacks, and it's because of plaque buildup in their arteries and all that from the junk foods and smoking and probably drugs and all that garbage. So honor the body God gave you, right? You want to have discipline. You want to have extremely high coordination, right? Hand and eye coordination. So that's going to have to do with like karate, self-defense, right? Fighting. And if you do fight, you don't always have to use 100% force. You can use like 50, 60% force, 70% force. It doesn't have to be 100%, because, if you're trying to subdue a threat, in Krav Maga, they teach you subdue and run, right? If you could take them down and kind of hurt them a little bit, but like, maybe knock the wind out of them, now they can't chase you. Now you can run. You don't have to kill them. You subdue them. They're disabled temporarily until they can catch their air back, until they can start breathing again. Knock the wind out of them and run, take off, right? You might hit them in the throat. They might, choke a little bit. You didn't hit them too hard, but they're still choking, and they're going to have difficulty chasing you, right? They probably won't die, so something like that, right? So, or put them in a chokehold, and if they pass out, you might have 10 to 12 seconds before they wake up again, and then you could just take off running, and you get a head start, So there's a lot of things you do, subdue and run. And obviously, if you have to incapacitate the threat as soon as possible, as quickly and efficiently as possible, then that's a decision you have to make, right? If you want to go 100% full out maximum force. But sometimes you don't have to. But you have to be strong and fit and capable if that ever happens, right? So honor the body God gave you. Respect other people as much, kind of like how you respect yourself, right? They're trying to make it. They're in this world. They have families. They have a job. They're just paying taxes. They're trying to live the American dream, right? They have children, and you understand that you're probably in the same you're probably doing the same things, right? You're probably in the same world, same mindset, right? And trying to achieve the same accomplishments, trying to achieve the same goals. And you know, you don't want to just be an asshole, be a prick everywhere you go, right? Honor people, love thy neighbor as you love yourself, right? So treat others with respect. That's something you learn in karate too, as a sensei, right? Respecting others, because if you do something out of line, like, you know, if you heard someone start raising their voice, then someone else might step in because they feel obligated, they have the duty, right, to put you in check, right? So they might have to teach you lessons, subdue you, right? So honor their capabilities, because they might have the same capabilities as you. They might be able to take you out just as quickly as you could take them out, right? But if they get the drop on you, then you're done for, right? So, you know, treat others with respect, treat your body with respect. Put, you know, if you put drugs and alcohol in your bloodstream, you're going to be out of whack. Your mind's going to be unbalanced. All the chemicals in your brain are going to be going haywire. And, you know, you're not going to be thinking straight. So you can, if you're doing drugs and alcohol, you might be belligerent out in public. You might talk shit to like an officer. You might talk shit to like a random family, a woman or a child or something like that. And then someone else is going to step in and teach you a lesson, right? They're going to put you in check, and they might fight you. They might, you know, talk you down or something like that. But you got to understand that if you stay clean, if you don't do drugs and alcohol, then you're going to make more competent decisions, more wise decisions. You're going to hold your tongue. You're not going to be lashing out. You're not going to be belligerent no matter how you feel. You're not going to be making a scene out in public. You're not going to be urinating in public and all that shit, right? So, you know, stay clean. Stay clean. That's my whole, you know, program, right? Staying clean 100% of your whole entire life, because you never know when you need to be competent, capable to protect yourself or protect your family, right? If anything happens, right? If there's an emergency and you need to drive across town to pick up a family member and take them to a hospital, or maybe visit them at the hospital, right? Or if there's something happens where you have to be somewhere quick, or maybe drive someone to a hospital, right? Then, you know, you have to be operating at 100% all the time in case anything happens, right? So, you know, if you're doing drugs and alcohol, you're going to be like 50, 40, 20%, 10%, right? You're going to be inebriated, intoxicated, and you'd be messed up, right? Drunk or high or whatever, right? If you're sober, if you're competent, then you're at 100%. Even in the middle of the night, if you wake up, you wake up, you know, you drink a little bit of coffee, whatever, or you might just, you know, have that alertness, and you'll be able to, you know, take care of a mission real quick, right? Take care of your family, take care of a friend. You'll be that person that people call for help. If someone needs help, someone needs you for something, you can help them out, whether it's with maybe something around the house, or a family issue, or a health or medical issue, right? They might need you to borrow money. You can loan them, or just give them. Like you'll be, you know, operating efficiently enough to where, you know, you'll be making enough money to where, you know, you could just give them money to help them with a medical issue or something that they're struggling with. But if it hurts you, you know, for the most part, you can be there to physically protect them if something happens. Give them a ride somewhere. Be there, you know, tourniquet, medical kit. You know, talk to them psychologically, spiritually. Be there as a strong supporter, right? A supporter for their you know, trials and tribulations, whatever they're going through, their struggles, right? So honor the body God gave you, and you know, treat it with discipline and respect, right? Take care of it. Stay fit, stay strong as possible. And as they say, you know, just be brutally competent. Be you know, as smart and capable as you can be. Read every day, listen to audiobooks, right? Read educational books, and just learn stuff about science, right? Be educated. Learn about orthomolecular medicine, right? What kind of nutrients and what kind of diet do I need to put in my system to feel good at optimal health? Should I take peptides, right? There are some risks. Is it worth the risks, right? Is it worth the additional cognitive functioning? What nootropics can I take for brain preservation and elasticity and improved memory and cognition, right? What kind of vitamins and peptides can I take for that kind of stuff? So, you know, take care of yourself, because as you age, you know, you're likely, a lot of people get heart disease, cancer, dementia, Alzheimer's disease, all that stuff. So that's your physical health, and even your mental health deteriorate as you age, right? So if you take care of yourself when you're young, have the discipline to eat stuff that you don't want to eat. I might eat a zucchini. It doesn't taste that good, right? I still eat it because it has fiber and it's good for you. It has uh, almost no sugar, right? Has very little sugar, if any, and it's just natural, right? Cucumbers, squash, some of these things don't taste that good, but it's good for you. A smoothie, you think, it's kind of for women or something, or maybe it's too sugary, whatever. It's natural sugar. You could eliminate it, put certain vegetables in it, broccoli, spinach, kale, and a shot of protein or whatever. And, it's a healthy smoothie, right? So smoothies, do that every so often. Limit your sugar intake, and eat right? Grilled chicken, fish, take your vitamins. Work out, go to the gym, walk every day, walk a mile, 1 or 2 miles every day, right? And, do what you have to stay fit and strong, right? In case anything happens, you want to be able to sprint, get out of a situation. In case you have to run away, you got to be in cardiovascular shape. And in case you have to fight, you have to be strong and physically capable to subdue a threat, to protect your family, or to protect other bystanders and civilians, right? So that's how I believe, as a protector, right? If you're going to protect others and you're a guardian angel and a survivor and all these things, then you have to protect yourself, and that way, from harm, from physical, like foods, dangers from foods out there, dangers from drugs out there, dangers from alcohol and cigarettes and all that. Protect yourself psychologically, because it's kind of like a psychological war. It's psychological warfare, right? There's a lot of propaganda and marketing and all these. They're trying to make money. All these big companies selling junk food and soda and trash, and it might be cheap and affordable and quick and easy or whatever, but it's not good for you, right? Spend the money, spend the time, learn, to get quality foods, right? Quality foods and vitamins for yourself and your family. And once you're strong and fit, now you know better. Now you can protect your family and your children and your spouse, and you could be that head of the household that says, look, we're not going to eat this junk food at McDonald's or greasy foods from these fast food restaurants and French fries and garbage. We're going to cook here. We're going to have a family dinner, and we're going to eat something that's low sodium, high protein, not cooked in grease or any of that bullshit, low in cholesterol, and just healthy. It has nutrients, right? Grilled chicken, low sodium black beans, right? Some fish, some tuna, right? We're going to eliminate bread. We're not going to eat any sugar. We're just going to have electrolytes, Propel, zero sugar Gatorade, maybe some herbal teas, and just some water. It's really all you need, right? You're going to be as healthy as possible. You're going to feel better. You're going to operate better at work. So take care of your body, take care of yourself, and you can be a protector and guardian angel for your family. Watch over them. Teach them from your mistakes. We've all made mistakes. We've all probably eaten at fast food and all that stuff. And you learn your lesson as you age and you start feeling bad and you start getting inflammation of the gut, maybe getting polyps, cancerous polyps or whatever. You could get colon cancer. Your arteries clog up with plaque and plaque buildup, and you're going to get high blood pressure. It happens to a lot of people. And you just have to learn about these things, know better, and start making these changes as soon as possible in your life. So make these changes. This is for your family, right? This is going to be for yourself and also for your family, right? You have to set a good example, lead by example, right? If you expect them to be healthy and eat right and you want them to succeed, all parents want their children to succeed at a higher level than they were able to make it. And, for that to happen, you still have to take care of yourself so you could teach them from your mistakes, everything you know, everything you learn. Look, this is all garbage. Halloween's garbage because it's just a bunch of bullshit candy. It's fucking up their teeth, and it's giving them type 2 diabetes and too much sugar and making them feel bad, and they're getting sick. It's way too much sugar, right? Just a shitload of candy. So it's like, well, they learn from that. And that's just one idea. And fast food, it's like greasy foods, junk foods, soda. You go on a diet like that, it's going to mess you up quick. Eating healthy, smoothies, vegetables, right? Kale, vitamins, protein shakes, right? This is going to be good for you. You're going to feel good, lose weight, feel better. Blood pressure is going to be lower. It's going to be healthier, and you're going to be stronger and fit and exercising, right? And then you'll be able to work more efficiently, right? Make better money, make better decisions, be more positive influence in your friends and family's life, and even in your work environment, more positive influence, right? So, teach these things to your children at a young age, and they'll excel to a much higher level than you thought you could ever have made it yourself, right? And not only are they going to be healthy, they're going to live longer, they're going to see their grandkids, and, they'll probably get those promotions because, they're speaking to others at work, they're helping others, they're helping people's lives. Be the change that you wish to see in the world, Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, be the change you wish to see in the world, right? Whatever it is, you don't have to starve yourself going to protests or anything like that, but helping others with knowledge. They might not know things. They might not have like an education. Maybe they didn't learn the hard way, or, you know, their parents didn't teach them growing up. And, you know, any changes they can make, be a motivator, right? Say, hey, let's go to the gym after work today, you know, and be a workout partner, right? They're always looking for them online, right? Be like, oh, well, okay, maybe they'll go. And then you could just take it easy, take them for a walk, take them do some reps or whatever. Now you got a workout partner at work, and now you're both in shape. Now you both feel good. Now there's camaraderie in the work environment, right? You could go do other things. I'm sure people go to restaurants, chill, hang out, play chess. You know, some companies are big on camaraderie and brotherhood and sisterhood, right? And a network and a friendship. So, you know, and building those tight relationships, right? Some companies are family run. They're family owned businesses, right? So if you get into one of those somehow, then you want them to feel like you're a member of the family and be like, this is how I would treat my family. This is what I would do with my family. I wouldn't just watch them eat this junk food. I would talk to them, hey, you know, there's better stuff out there. This is going to mess you up. This is going to lead to all these health complications. If you care about your family and your children, you're going to do the right thing so you could be there at a much older age to watch over them. You're going to eat right. We're going to go to the gym. We're going to get you in shape. In a few months, you're going to feel better. You're going to lose 5-10 pounds quick, right? You're going to go on this diet. We're going to walk every day. We're going to start doing power walks and hit the incline, right? We're going to do the Stairmaster. We're going to do the elliptical machine. We're going to do this cardio. We're going to ride this stationary bike. We're going to do these things, right? We're going to go to the sauna, sweat out toxins, right? And we're going to lift some weights, do some reps, do some dumbbells. We're going to do some squats, do some curls, do all these things. And maybe do some dashes, depending on how good shape you are in. We're going to get your heart strong. We're going to get your heart strong, okay? So this is how I would treat my family. This is how anyone out there who loves their family and even their friends and their circle of friends, how they would treat their relationships. Hey, we're going to get fit. We're going to apply to all these jobs. We're going to make money. We're going to get better careers, right? We're going to get educated. We're going to go to college, right? We're going to stay strong. We're going to stay fit. We're going to stay sober, right? We're going to be competent. We're going to be brutally competent at our craft. We're going to master and become expert at our craft, whether it's working on planes, whether it's being a CEO or peer support specialist or a nurse or a doctor or, you know, whatever it is, going to college. We're going to be the best student we can be, right? We're going to be the best law student, be the best lawyer, right? And in the military, we're going to be the best mechanic or the best infantryman or the best range coach or anything like that. We're going to be the best we can and actually be caring and compassionate towards others and try to teach them as we would our own family, okay? So once you take care of yourself, you can take care of your others, and you have that love and compassion in your heart to be able to protect and provide for them. That's the video for today. Honor the body God gave you. Stay safe, Semper Fi. Take it easy.